This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Right, there's an article here and I'll put it in the description box as always. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury have two potential dates and it looks like it's going to be heading to New York City at the Barclays Center. And the 2 days, April 27th or May the 18th. So there's actually a 3-week difference. So why potentially Brooklyn and also potentially the MGM, the Grand Garden Arena as well. So these are the two locations. They're saying about how the Barclays Center wanted the first one but missed out and they opted for Los Angeles, which was a bit odd for me. I thought that Los Angeles was a bit odd because it's not the easiest place to get to in the world from the UK. Okay, but New York City is. Vegas is. And it's strange to me that why they wouldn't choose Las Vegas, as this was the front runner according to Frank Warren. If these guys wanted to do Las Vegas, then these guys would probably generate more money because everybody who goes to the casinos, the slot machines, the fighters, the event, PBC will get a cut of the percentages of the slot machines. So that's why Floyd Mayweather fights there, that's why Canelo fights in Vegas, etc. But either way, they want the Barclays Center by the looks of it. And why April 27th or May the 18th? Why that 3-week difference? Now, for me, if I had to have a guess, I'll probably say it could be May the 18th. And the reason that I say that is because there are no other events in or around that time. But April 27th, you're looking at potentially Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan, which is 1 week before. Now, I don't know if that's pay-per-view in the US. I have no idea. But if it is pay-per-view, I can see April 27th being a bit of an issue. And also, 1 week later as well, you've got Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs on DAZN. Of course, that won't be pay-per-view. This will be part of your DAZN subscription of $9.99 or free month, whatever it is that you guys are at with DAZN. And also, a couple of weeks before April the 27th, potentially Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium. Of course, we're talking UK pay-per-view here. But here in the UK, pay-per-views, it isn't so bad that they're quite close together. I mean, for most people in the UK, 20 quid, not too much. And if you have to do it twice, then 40 quid again, not too much. But obviously, if you guys in America paying $75 a pop, $85, $100 even, that's a lot to ask for when it's very close together. But at the same time, listen, we do moan about pay-per-view here in the UK at £20, which is about $24 or thereabouts, $25. But listen, we're far better off than what America is. At £20 a pop, it ain't too bad, is it? But of course, if you haven't got it, then you haven't got it, right? Everybody lives to their means, right? But either way, the Barclays Center, this seems to be the home of the PBC. The Barclays Center is an arena that's becoming a new home for boxing in America. A new home for boxing. Because I feel that whatever's going on in America, okay, so boxing isn't really popping in America. It's not as popular as it once was. People say, well, because we've got the NFL, we've got this sport, that sport, etc., etc. But they've always had these sports. The only time that boxing was really at the top of its game was probably, 30s, 40s, 50s, where it could potentially have been the number one outside of maybe baseball. But for the last 30, 40 years, boxing's always had rivalry, but yet the likes of Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, etc., these guys always rose to the top anyway, become household names. Unfortunately for the likes of Wilder and anybody heavyweight related, people just don't buy into Wilder for whatever reason it may be in America. Again, I mean, from an outside point of view, I can see why he's not a likable character, not a likable character, but a guy that you can't warm to. We can't warm to him here too much because of the fact that he comes across as very arrogant. He needs to talk himself up rather and say how he's the baddest man on the planet rather than other people doing it for him. And I know that from the outside looking in, we don't like that kind of thing. And I think America don't like it too much either. But either way, this rematch is set to do, in my opinion, far better than the first one. The first one, in my opinion, was a bit of a flop. Not a major flop, but certainly a bit of a flop. 320,000 US pay-per-view buys, not that great, really not that great. And thankfully, Tyson Fury was in the other corner Tyson Fury was bringing a hell of a lot of fans to the arena. Allegedly, he brought around about 8,000, that's what he said, out of a 17,500. Even though that the arena is 21,000, so the arena didn't even sell out. But this time, hopefully, being in New York, it could sell out. It could. But I do feel that Vegas is the one way it's going to make the most money if that's what they're looking for. Again, because of the slot machines. But being at the Barclays Center, listen, New York, not exactly the hardest place to get to for anybody here in the UK. New York, not too difficult to get to. And of course, well, I suppose it depends on whereabouts you live in America, but if we can make it from the UK, you have no excuse to make it from wherever you are in the US, as there are too many Wilder fans who talk about Wilder and ended up illegally streaming the fight, who didn't go to the event. And we know who some of these guys are. Some of these are actually channels who big up Wilder all the time, and yet they couldn't be bothered to get off their lazy backside and go to the event and show support. Yeah, but we bought the pay-per-view. Yeah, you bought the pay-per-view, but you invited 10 of your friends around to your house. So that's 10 pay-per-views that people didn't buy. Don't think Wilder doesn't notice these kind of things. Anyway, so I would imagine that this event, the rematch, because most people do feel that Tyson Fury won this fight, and hopefully he'll get the right decision next time, if he can avoid getting knocked out, of course. And yeah, hopefully he brings back the green and gold, actually releases that WBC title from the hostage situation. Hopefully Tyson Fury goes in there SAS style and just rescues that belt from captivity. It needs to be released. It needs to be defended in a correct way against worthy opposition. Tyson Fury will do that. Tyson Fury will get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. He will get in the ring with Dillian Whyte and so on. No more Spilkers, no more Areolas, no more Gerald Washingtons, okay? Need to be genuine opposition, and hopefully Tyson Fury can do that. Anyway, so that's the news. April 27th or May the 18th. We'll have to wait and see what is what. Anyway, you drop your thoughts below about it, click the thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.